What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Morgeez Radio International headquarters right here in Johannesburg, South Africa. My name is Christopher Audley. I just want to take you a tour on the Morgeez Radio International. Just to tell you a little bit about Morgeez Radio International, what it's all about, what we do, why we set up the radio station.
What is Morgeez International Radio?
All right, the Morgeez Radio International is a brainchild of Morgeez Records and Morgeez Media Group. So what happened is that a couple over the years, once we started as a record label, then most importantly once we branched out or we started our artist development and talent promotion and management and all that. So we realized that most of the artists, especially the indie artists, they all have one answer to one very question that we always ask them, especially with the program Voice of the Underground. So what happened is that every of the indie artists that will come through our program on Voice of the Underground, that was a podcast, will always say, no man, when we ask this question, what's your challenge in promoting your music? They will say, no, we don't get airplay. We don't get airplay right here. All of the mainstream music, radio stations, they don't listen to our music. Music compilers, in fact, they almost turn themselves to be our enemies. So in order to create a platform where all of the indie artists can always have access to music promotion, streaming of their music, launching of their new album and everything, that is exactly why Morgeez Records has set up the Morgeez Radio International.
All right. As you have taken us through the podcast with the indie artists that you have, just give us a little bit of what happens on the Morgeez podcast and what is the podcast all about?
All right. Okay. Initially, let me tell you, the Morgeez Radio is actually as a result of the Morgeez podcast, which we initially started, where we have this popular program called Voice of the Underground. Voice of the Underground on that Morgeez podcast is actually created to give a voice to the unsigned and unknown artists and the independent artists in general. So what happened is that we wanted a platform whereby we can be able to have a lot of space or opportunity to promote the indie artists. Hence, Morgeez Radio was started from that podcast, because it's actually that podcast that give birth to the Morgeez Radio International.
Nice. So now, what does it mean for any indie artist to have his or her music playing now on air?
All right, like you see, all of it. For example, this is Mixed Grill. Mixed Grill is another program on the Morgeez Radio International. Remember, since we transited from the podcast to the radio, we have also bring in the podcast, incorporated the podcast into the Morgeez Radio. Right now, for artists to actually have your music playlisted on the Morgeez Radio, is as easy as going to radio.morgeez.com, hit up support desk, and at support desk, they're gonna have another link whereby they can, which says submit music. And once they hit up that link, submit music, you have the form to submit your music. And once your music is good enough and everything, then we have to play listed on the Morgeez Radio. Now, to be specific about the question that what does artists need to do? Artists just need to have a good, full quality, high quality MP3 track or WAV file to upload to our support center, or also have their biography handy, because our support center is going to require that. That's where you upload your biography in PDF format, your music tracks at a single or EP or an album, then some photographs of yourself as a profile pictures that we can also use to create some stories about you that's normally going to the Morgeez Magazine. But this is all about Morgeez Radio, but also we have the opportunity to playlist your music on Morgeez Radio, and then we have opportunity at the same time, or the space and the power at the same time to publish your biography at Morgeez Magazine. And then if you have a music video as well, send it through to us because we're going to be sending that through to MorgeezTV.com or tv.morgeez.com. Sorry. Yeah, that's how it is. So we've got all of this whole thing rented up, like from Morgeez Radio International, that is streaming all over the world with different programs. Then we got you covered with all of these other supporting platforms that we have as well.
All right, as you spoke about Mixed Grill, take us through the shows that you have on radio. What's the difference from Street Beats to East to West, or Mixed Grill, like you said, and Flip It and Just Believe? What are the old shows?
Yeah. You know, you're right, damn right about that kind of question, man. You know what happened is that we want to be sure, we want to make sure we go as far as we can. Remember, that's why we set up Morgeez Radio International instead of just making a single program podcast. So we got Street Beat, we got Mixed Grill, then we also have East to West, we've got Flip It, and we have also the parent program that actually inspired us, which is Voice of the Underground, is also on the roster. So let's say, for example, Mixed Grill is a program where we create an opportunity for variety of artists. Like the name suggests, Mixed Grill. So variety of artists can submit music from your Afro-pop to punk to EDM, all of the other kind of dance music and everything. So we have the opportunity of mixing all of them together. That's what we call shake it up, mix it up. It becomes what we call Mixed Grill. That's exactly what Mixed Grill is all about. Mixed Grill, it says a word without end. That's Mixed Grill for you. Then you talk about Street Beat, you will know the difference. Street Beat is strictly like on the street, you know, all of the new indie artists measuring in hip hop music. We have the opportunity of dedicating that program, Street Beat, to them and them only. This is where they launch their music. With Street Beat, for example, you have a new EP that you just released, or an album that you just released, or even a single that you just released. You gotta come through with to our program, Street Beat. At Street Beat, we play all of these tracks that you bring to us, you submitted with you on the program as well. We play all of the tracks, we dance to all of the tracks, you rap or sing all of the tracks right live at Morgeez Radio program, Street Beat. That's exactly what Street Beat is all about. Now, let's go to Voice of the Underground. Voice of the Underground, otherwise known as VOTU, 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 is exactly where all of this started from. Because VOTU, it means Voice of the Underground. At Voice of the Underground, we were trying to create a platform whereby all of the independent artists that had been sabotaged by the mainstream media, by the mainstream radio stations, they have a home. Their home is Morgeez Radio International. That's where at Voice of the Underground is a program specifically designed to provide a platform for the young artists to express themselves. It's an interview program, it's a chit-chat program, it's more or less like a biopic program, a bio voice program, where you say everything in your heart in the music industry, from your challenges to everything that you'll be encountering, your success, your failures, everything, all the rejections, or all of the trials and tribulations, everything. That's exactly where you put them all out. That's why it's called Voice of the Underground. It's actually a platform for you to air your voice, your grievances. That's what Voice of the Underground is all about. Now let's go to Flip It. Flip It is a GRS program whereby we try to combine all of the headlines of the week, of the day. You know, we bring all of them together, the big stories happening in the entertainment industry. We don't care who you are. From the top to the bottom, we pitch the stories all together to share a general information on about the music industry, the stars, their successes, their gossips and everything. We put all of them together as one package of program called Flip It. Flip It knows no boundary. That's why it's actually called Flip It. All right. East to west, east to west, east to west. Yo. Thanks for reminding me of east to west. East to west of the Morgeez Radio International is one of my favorite. You know why? Because at east to west, basically east to west is hosted by my honorable self, Christopher Audley, aka Stovers, aka Rap Done. What east to west does is that we take the music, the news, the music and the news from the east to the west, from the west to the east, all around the globe. We press all of them together to make your favorite program called East to West. East to West, we play music or we showcase music, new releases from mainstream artists to the new entry artists, newbie artists. It has no boundary. That's why it's called East to West. Yeah, with East to West, we come through also with international highlights, international stories and everything, local and international stories going on about the music industry. We also highlight or bring to you some great news about awards and accolades and everything that's going on. That's exactly what East to West is all about. East to West is a mixture of everything. East to West. That is East to West. Check it out on radio at morgeez.com. That's Morgeez Radio International with your boy Christopher Stovers Audley, aka Rap Done, aka Don't say I never told you. Yeah.
All right, take us through the scheduling of the radio shows that you have. So all the specific shows have their specific scheduling. Why is that so?
Yeah, just because we can't. You want me to show you the schedule of our schedule at Morgeez Radio International? Let's say Monday to Friday, we've got East to West, we've got Street Beats, we've got Afro Trip. Afro Trip is basically an African idea. Just because we are based in Johannesburg, South Africa, so we thought we should definitely represent our hood. This is Africa. Morgeez Radio International from Johannesburg, South Africa, representing Africa. All right. So Afro Trip is a program dedicated to all African music, from the west side of Nigeria to south side to the east side to the north side of Africa, everything Africa. That is what we call Afro Trip. Then we also have Votu, which is your Votu. Of course, you know Votu. I explained it already. Voice of the Underground. Then we have Street Beat, of course, your ultimate program where all of the indie artists showcase their new releases. Then we have the Mix Great, Shake It Up, Mix It Together. Then we have Flip It by my boy Carabo as a host. Yeah, that's it. Monday to Friday. These are the collections of programs that we have. So then we move to on Saturday, which is weekends. So don't be surprised, on weekends, we've got Crazy Night. Crazy Night is all about DJ mix. If you're a DJ, club DJ, you know how to spin the desk and the disc, yo, come through. Let us give you a spot to play your ass out on Crazy Night. People gotta jump to your music. That's exactly what Crazy Night is all about. Then we've got Comedy Box to wake you up in the morning. Early in the morning on Saturday, we got Comedy Box. Comedy Box is gonna make you laugh your ass out. Yeah. Then if you're a comedian and you knew that your stories are tight and you can make all of the people smile, laugh away their sorrows to kickstart a beautiful weekend on Saturday morning, yes, come through live on Morgeez Radio. You're gonna be speaking up to this mic as a comedian, and you're gonna be making all of those people all around the world laugh and be happy. That's exactly what Comedy Box is all about. Then we've got Voice of the Underground. This Voice of the Underground is a special mix. This is not the interview and showcasing section of the VO2 program. This one is a Saturday weekend mix whereby we have a young DJ, up and coming DJ, with all of his up and coming mixes come to showcase his mixing prowess. So if you're a young DJ, hip hop DJ for that matter, you come through on Saturday. You've got 9 a.m. to midday Saturday to showcase your prowess. Then we've got Sports Review. Sports Review, we're going to be dealing with basketball a lot. NBA, South African basketball, African FIBA, African basketball, European League. This is exactly what we're talking about with my boy Marco. Then we have Rap Battle. Rap Battle, we're going to be putting up some young artists together to go head to head, straight up, live on Morgeez Radio International, right here at the studio. Then we've got Roll Up. Roll Up is another fun party again. So basically, that's a weekly schedule of programs at Morgeez Radio International.
All right, now that's amazing.
Cool.
Now speak to us. What if an indie artist wants to know about the music charts? How are they ranked, or how is it ranked?
All right. Firstly, you've got to make it to the Morgeez playlist, and once you make it to the Morgeez playlist, you get listed, and you've got to work your way through to the chart based on popularity of your music. And most of the time, we put out your music as well as a request. I mean, for people to request if they, if they want to hear new music and everything, according to their need at that particular time, they have the opportunity of requesting your song. And the more requests that your song get, the more airplay that your song get, then that's how you climb onto the chart. And once you step into the chart top 10 weekly, then you stay on the chart and it keep rotating depending on the popularity of your music at Morgeez Radio International. And I hope that you get my understanding of all of the programs. I break them down. Until next time, until I invite you to the studio again, I remain Christopher Stovers Audley, aka Rapdon, aka Stovers, executive producer. Peace.